Ahoy everybody, and welcome to the second part at the look of folder 2 of my TV autographs from specific shows, namely those ones. And next to look at is, I always get the two Ellies muddled up, Ellie Kendrick or Kemper, but I think she's Kendrick. If she's not, I will put it on the screen. But she played, and the character name I'm never going to remember, and she was with Brandon North of the Wall. She was really nice. We had a little chat just shortly before, or a couple of months at least, before I met her, was the episode where they had the massive fight by the tree, and we spoke about how that was done with the choreography, because obviously a lot of it was CGI. And she got really animated and really excited talking about it. Yes, she was lovely to meet. This is at the same London Film and Comic Con. This is Milo Ventimiglia, who played Peter Petrelli in Heroes. I'd met him a few years before, right at London Film and Comic Con, during the height of Heroes Mania, when the first series was on. And it was a very quick, very rushed meeting. This time he had loads of time for you. When I asked him for a photo, he took the camera from me and did it himself as a selfie. And he was just really, really nice. This was at the same London Film and Comic Con, so this would have been the third time I think I met Lena. Yes, pretty certain that's the right order. So I got this nice headshot of her signed. And Summer Glau was a guest there, so I got them both to sign this Sarah Connor Chronicles photo, which I think looks very good. But yes, Lena, always lovely to meet. Although it was a rushed meeting, she was very busy, but we had a quick chat. She'd recently met the Queen, so we had a quick chat about that. So these are the rest of the Summer Glau ones. So this is her in Angel, where she played a Russian ballerina. And it was her role in that led to her being cast in Firefly and then on to Dollhouse. And this is her in Dollhouse. And I love the way she's on. So on this one, she put, for Martin, I call 9mm, which is a reference to, which is a line in the show. John Connor goes, I call shotgun, to get in the car, and she says, I call 9mm. On this one she just put XOXO. On this one she put all my best. And then this is one from Firefly, and she put keep flying. And then, as you may have guessed, I like Summer Glau a lot, and she's been in lots of things that I really like. And then this glam shot of her, she put lovely to meet you. When she was signing them, she moved one of her photos away, you know, sort of passed it towards me, and as she did so, she just sort of hit my hand with it. You know, didn't hurt or anything, didn't cut me or anything like that. But she instantly, she went over and she went, oh, are you okay? Sorry. Well, you know, as long as you do that, that's fine. I'm more than well. This was at the same London Film and Comic Con. This was the second time I met Juliet Landau. Juliet's lovely. This is her as Drusilla in Buffy and Angel. I would guess this was a Buffy shot. But yeah, she's always really pleasant. We had a lovely chat, including about Monty Python as part of it. This is Isaac Hempstead White. Is it White? I said that's so right. It might. No, it's Right, I believe. Who plays Bran in Game of Thrones. He was really nice. He was still quite young when I met him. I mean, he's still young now, but this was about halfway through the run of the show. But he was really nice. Just in front of me there was a couple of French girls, and he just had a whole conversation with them in fluent French. So I did compliment him on that, and apparently he'd studied it. But yeah, he was really nice. And at the same event was Daniel Portman, who plays... Why have I just forgotten his character name? No, that really has gone. It's silly. In Game of Thrones, obviously I'll put it on the screen, as you've probably seen. He was very nice, but it was a quick meeting. He was very busy. He's another one who tends to get on better with the females. And so when I say that about people, I don't mean that derogatory, but I think, just some people just get more conversational with females, basically. I can't say that without it sounding bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. Unfortunately, he was so busy, he was no photos. This was a purchase from a reputable dealer, and this is Michael McMillian, who was in True Blood, and I can't remember the character name, but he was the religious cult leader. This was also a purchase. I regret I could have met him at a previous LFCC, but he'd only done 1 or 2 episodes then, so I didn't bother, and I didn't realise what an important character he was going to be. And this is, in that time I nearly forgot his name, Richard Dormer. I can't remember the character name, but this is him obviously in Game of Thrones. This was also a purchase from a reputable dealer. This is Hannah Murray, who of course plays Gilly in Game of Thrones, and was in Skins and various other things. I would really like to meet her at some point. Again, these are all from the same dealer. I think it was Autograph World, so it's a decent dealer. This is Vincent Carfesia. I think this is a still of him from Mad Men, but I wanted his autograph because he was Connor in Angel. This is Camilla Luddington, who played a fairy in one of the last series of penultimate series of True Blood. Again, these still all purchases from the same dealer. This is Dania Ramirez, who was in Heroes. And will I remember the character name? No, that'll be on the screen. This, of course, is Sophie Turner, who plays Sansa in Game of Thrones, and is Jean Grey in the X-Men films, the more modern ones. So really happy to have got that one. Again, still on a purchase, and this is Sam. No, his character Sam. Is his real name? Yeah, it is. Sam Trammell, who plays Sam in True Blood. This was an in-person. This is Charlotte Hope, who played... I can't remember the character name. I'm sure it begins with a C. No, can't remember. Ramsay Bolton's lover in Game of Thrones. I met her in Milton Keynes. She was really nice. We had a nice little chat, and she was lovely. The next, I was complimenting her on what a wonderful character she was, and then the following episode that was aired the next week, her character was killed off, which was ever so sad and made our conversation look a bit silly, because talking about, the future of a character and what have you, and of course she wasn't allowed to give anything away. Next up, this was all of the same Collectomania. This is, his name has gone... Toby something? No. I want to say Toby Sebastian, but his autograph looks nothing like that. I will put it on the screen. Sebastian could be right, but it doesn't look like Toby. Anyway, I definitely can't remember his character name, but he was in Game of Thrones. He was very nice. We had a nice little chat. This is Rupert Vanderbilt, I think it is. He's done so many things. This is him in Game of Thrones. He was in Doctor Who as a Slytherin. And I think he was in Sarah Jane as a Slytherin as well, possibly. But he's done so many things, including Heartbeat, which we ended up chatting about because I asked him what his favourite thing he'd done was. We also talked about where he filmed Game of Thrones. Yeah, it was really nice. We had a nice little chat. This is Art Parkinson, who plays Rickon Stark in Game of Thrones. He was really nice. His mum was there with him. I've got a feeling she's his agent. But we were having a lovely chat, the three of us. He was just a really, really nice young man. And this again was all at the same Collectomania. This is Alexandra Dowding, or Dowling? Ding, I think. This is her as Rosalia Frey in Game of Thrones at the Red Wedding. She was also in The Musketeers, but she was lovely. We'll do a couple more. This is Brenna O'Connor, who played Ollie in Game of Thrones. Similar to my meeting with Charlotte Hope. It was shortly after this that the episode where he betrayed Jon Snow occurred, and he gave no indication as to what was coming. But he was, again, a very nice young man. He was wearing obviously, I don't know why I'm showing it on this, but he was wearing a Hand of the King pin in his jacket or coat or whatever it was he was wearing, a shirt. So he was obviously a fan of the show he was in, which was nice. And then finally for this part we'll end with Rose Leslie, who of course was Ygritte in Game of Thrones. This was at London Film and Comic Con. She was really, really, really busy, so unfortunately she wasn't personalising. But although it was a very quick meeting, she was very nice, smiled, thanked me for coming, and she was lovely. Yes. So that concludes part 2. There should be one more part from this folder. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.